Oh no.
If somebody hungry tonight, I buy the instant noodle.
So for me, it's a start point for the project, for the theater.
For all of us. Paint, make music, theater, and all kind of things.
So for this kind of like events, this kind of room, you use like exhibition space? Or?
Also exhibition, but also to get them started to do this.
Like a workshop or garage.
So, yeah.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Neuss is has been a Roman foundation, 16 before Jesus Christ. And Düsseldorf, but this is you know.
In the whole area you see just buildings without art. That's very important. You see the building and the building is art. So if you went inside, the light is so amazing. If you are lonesome inside, your voice grow up. So it's just art of
Early modern history. So it's officially global, but it focuses mainly on Europe. And in my case, I focus mainly on this town and this region and the history.
Oh, nice.
The novel is about what happens when everything in the world is about profit and about money.
So it's actually anti-capitalism.
Oh,
consumerism. So are you a leftist?
Well, I think I am, yes.
But I also write like your column articles, but it's mostly just essays or like a kind of like critique articles. Yeah,
But what happens when they find out you write about something you can't write about? They just say you can't do that, or you have a cup of tea?
We just had that
Yeah, they visit you.
For this project, I proposed to them it's going to be related to the local community and people's idea about community. Also, I will do some interview. In the end, the interview will become a sound piece. It will exhibit with some of my painting, but painting will be displayed in a very unusual way. And the one I'm working now is a painting from German Renaissance painter Lucas Canal. So for me to copy is not passive. Also thinking about Renaissance paintings are really small, and our sense, our speed about society is completely different. Also our sense of what is portraits also different. So that's why I want to bring in this format, but like the format of a Renaissance portraits, but like really bring in a different context. My context it will be about community.
the church, that one, right?
Yeah.
Heilige.
The Maria, the
No,
Heilige
no.
Geistkirche.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
this one.
Yeah, yeah.
But we cannot see Kevlar.
Kevlar Basilica. We should be.
That direction.
Maybe.
It's a quite a similar landscape,
Yeah.
quite flat landscape. And even the roof colors are similar, brown and dark red.
Okay.
But only the church. In China you don't see that. It's May 7th. I started diving to Gildan. So I found two sources of inspiration. One is when I look at all the local statistics, I found it's really interesting. This city is quite old city on age, in terms of age. So there are 46% of local population are above age 60. And then I look at a broad picture. I found that Germany is actually the number 2 country in the world facing aging issue today. So in this place, the first time and I think maybe the only time I met a lot of young people, actually is last week when I attended the refugee gathering. And so I look at the population number, the statistics of all the refugees coming into Europe and Germany in recent years. I found they are astonishingly quite young population compared with the local population. So this is like a quite strong contrast of aging ratio. So I think about how in the future, maybe in 10 years or maybe 5 years, this change will affect people, how they think about themselves and how they think about the world, their place. I visited a senior home in Gildan. I saw here people already have taken preparation steps to facing that problem.
So we try to make the contract, like the classes and our dialogue on the war. So in the beginning, I think we use this space and to make a very, how can I say, 无厘头的开场. Confusion start.
Because it's also a topic when people look at you and interested about your country, but not yourself. You're not your person.
We have this kind of topic, what is Chinese, in our mind. Yes, like start point. And the name is just like, you cannot choose a name. I think most of the people cannot choose because the name you are given is like your background, just like the Chinese background. But somehow it's the name you are related with you, but somehow you're thinking maybe the name, the meaning of the name, maybe not related with you. It's just like an ID. Or the ID, maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it. It has different kind of meanings. So we combine China and name together, try to make interesting meanings.
I have different roles, and I consider myself very active in terms of inventing new organizational agency. For example, I initiate a writing collaboratory projects that's called Writing Mother. So I've been really interested in the issue of gender and within our society, also the family relationship, and also how in the art world how we talk about family relationship in the art world, and also artists as a subject, how that help us or as a case for us to understand society at its given length or at its given framework.
So we did several different kind of theater or performance projects before, and
What we do is not like drama, or we have a story.
physical theater.
Yes, we can say theater.
We use different kind of way, different kind of elements, depending on each works what we want to do. So some of our works we also use documentary, and we call it document theater, and also some works we focus on just the dance, just movements. Yeah. Most of our works is really dependent on the research. Every time we have a different kind of commission or collaboration with different projects, different countries, so we will spend quite long time, sometimes short, but anyway, we will do some research with the local people, local societies to make it work, yes.
Much of my works are much bigger and heavier, and so I got a lot of works in Frankfurt and Düsseldorf at galleries and other spaces. So I do here only these small works.
Like a modern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also das wären jetzt einige, das sind so mehrere, die werden gehangen. On the other side. This painting isn't finished yet. Between the little question.
So I mean, yes, this is a approach. I think there are some conceptual photographer does
But
that.
here, again,
Yeah.
there was no use to make a painting out of it. Because it's
But it doesn't have to end it at painting all the time.
No, that was
But this
exactly,
is a very.
that was good as it was.
Exactly. I think it is good as it is, and it totally.
We are lucky, and we found a China tea house in Kunst
Bar China.
China in Cleveland. Actually, the bar is also restaurant, just open 2 weeks.
And also we interview some Chinese students who study in Cleveland. Also one British-born Chinese who visiting his girlfriends study in Cleveland.
It's it's a lot of information for us, and for me the interview is very interesting because we give some common questions about our project, what we are research now, like what is Chinese for you and how you feel about your daily life when you live in Germany. So a lot of their attitude, opinion, and how they think about Chinese is quite, I have to say, it's quite new, compared with us, quite different. Yeah. So we will continue the research in the Kunst Bar.
Yes. I think we will go there tomorrow again. Yeah.
That's the first proposal I did after visit exhibition space. And what you see I was doing in the studio is supposed to be here, but with the front side facing the back. So people only see the back of painting when they walk in, and the sound will be the interview. And this is more detailed plan I made later to revise this the corridor. And I keep revising my plan as I have different ideas. So I have something solid to start, and then I'm very open to change that.
From here, yes. From here. So see, I visited. This is he is Fritz Koch's best friend. They met each other from 18, and they did all this carnival festival together. So he's telling me stories about the writer. So when I looked at the local data, I found this local artist called Fritz Koch, who died last year, and he is a local poet and a local musician, but his former career was a tailor. So he came from a really old tailor family, but his father and grandfather are also with this old tradition of local poet, like improvising poems in carnival festival here. That is another kind of tradition. So on this person, Mr. Fritz Koch, I found he combined these two local traditions. One is the commercial profession, tailor or any like this profession, and the other is the local cultural and artistic kind of like organization.
Because the home, private space, we want to open the private space to audience, like to show the personal life, personal part about it. So that's the idea is to connect the public space with private space, to step by step to show all the confusion about what is Chinese.
In the big city or in a culture center, the classicism usually have its own place. But here it seems it has different faces, and I mean it in a very general way. How people use it to find a voice. For example, Schützenfest, like why they want this ritual, why do they want this idea about having a king and a queen, and why they really like to march and to be in the public, and then to drink and dance. So I mean, definitely there's small town cultural aspect to it. People want to feel close together. People want to claim their identity. But then the question comes: is it immigrants? If the refugee or the newcomers are also welcomed by this ritual, and how much it helps to assert identity while still open to it. So that's why I think I find artists from outside may be able to bring some of their thoughts.
always be happy. But my friend said, only few days ago, he checked the Facebook of the friends from Taiwan because few days ago Taiwan just lost one connection with the other Burkina Faso, the very small country in Africa.
Why every time we try to explain like what we try to share, what is Chinese, we talk about Chinese, we never use our mother language. We just speak English, and we are not good at this language, but we try to use a language what we are not good at and explain what we are.
中国这个身份是要活着，算是感到高兴的一件事情。那个时候，特别是因为中国有敌我意识的时候，所以那个敌我意识是在那个时候就养出来，就是中国是用武器。这时候，我当时想过，其实也有道理，对，就是你。
Thank you everyone for coming. In university, I started writing short stories and also fairy tales. And later on, last year I started to write a novel, which means a really long story. And the theme turned out to be quite connected with the topic I wrote here. But here, I really just noticed first thing is the refugee issue. But this is really first time I encountered people, and I met 2 Chinese refugees in Gildan as well, and another artist from Syria. So I had a conversation with them and get to know something about this journey and how you adjust your life here, language, etc. But I'm interested also in the speechless and the, language is a thing, but also the miscommunication can happen when you speak a totally different language because you are from different. So I really want to talk about this basic topic for any arts or any literature. These are like forever, timeless topics. So I created this, I focused on this kind of like thinking and put the story into the people in the story.
So you will read some Chinese first so that the audience can hear you in Chinese, just some part.
It's just 2 paragraphs.
Yeah.
他们告诉我，我的父亲在这里，找到他。他们说，他们的声音从我的脑袋里传来，越来越真实。于是我出发了。一路上，每当我闭上眼睛，我就听见他。我想，事情就是这样发生的。
Der neue Kontinent.
自打我走上这条路，
Sie sagten mir, dass mein Vater hier sei. Sie hätten ihn gefunden, sagten sie. Ihre Stimmen kamen aus meinem Gehirn und wurden immer realer. Also machte ich mich auf den Weg. Jedes Mal, wenn ich unterwegs die Augen schloss, hörte ich es. Ich glaube, so hat die ganze Sache angefangen. Seit ich mich auf diesen Weg gemacht hatte, war mein Kopf, abgesehen von den Stimmen, vollkommen leer. Wir durchquerten den ganzen Kontinent, immer Richtung Westen. Ich sage wir, denn da waren noch viele andere außer mir. Wir, das war eine temporäre Einheit. Und ganz
I think I wrote about this bit of the dark side as well. This may be also from my Chinese experience, because the country is really, the common situation as human beings they face. I think it's really borderless. No matter you are a refugee here or you are a normal people in China, you have everyday struggling. I always try to find this common thing, no matter age, gender, anything.
Die haben ein Bühnenbild gehabt, das bestand aus 3 Elementen. 2. Da war es dann so okay. Und vor allem dann hatten wir in der Hochschule dieses Gespräch.
Sage ich, er war ein politisch interessierter Mensch. Ich habe für ihn gearbeitet. Das war unglaublich schwer. Also auch das in die richtige Richtung zu bekommen, die Gesetze einzuhalten. Ja, aber weißt du auch seine Wohnung oder sein Atelier und Wohnung. Das war eine Weihnachtsausstellung. Also es standen 7 Weihnachtsbäume, unterschiedlichst geschmückt. Und die standen das ganze Jahr da. Das war wie so ein Museum, die Weihnachtswelt der Deutschen.
Sie müssen sich vorstellen, sie kommt aus China, weit weg, und wird für 2 Monate eben nicht nur in irgendeinem städtischen Atelier untergebracht, sondern sie ist bei Menschen untergebracht. Und das ist es, worum es hier geht. Es geht ihr nämlich um die Frage, wie knüpfen wir Gemeinschaft? Und aufgrund dieser Fragen hat sie nun in Neuss geguckt, wie Menschen hier Gemeinschaft finden. Beginnen Sie, wenn Sie in diesen Raum reinkommen, quasi mit einer Art Büro, mit einem Office, wo Sie akribisch aufgehängt Auslassungen und Einlassungen von Neusser Bürgern zu dieser Stadt, zum Schützenfest. Und in einem dieser Auslassungen lesen Sie: Schützenfest verbinde ich mit vielen netten Leuten, leckerem Bier und vor allem Schweinebraten. Dieses Zitat ist symptomatisch für das, was Jing tut. Und es zeigt an, auf wie viel unterschiedlichen Ebenen wir mit Erinnerungen leben. Und dass es unmöglich ist, die alle sozusagen eins zu machen. Das ist ein Schlüsselthema unserer Zeit, weil es ist dieser Wahn, dass wir alles durch Fotografie, alles durch Tapes, durch was auch immer festhalten könnten und die Wahrheit hätten. Und wir müssen respektieren, dass es alles nur Facetten, dass es alles nur Bruchstücke von Realität sind, wie wir, so gut wir auch in Dokumentierung sind, wie wir wahrnehmen. Und das macht sie auf, finde ich, sehr entspannte Weise deutlich. Fixiert und konzentriert auf diese Stadt, auf diesen Ort und mit diesen Menschen, die hier leben. Und das ist faszinierend. Viel Vergnügen, vielen Dank für die Einladung. Vielen Dank.
去想我们想要学什么，我们喜欢学什么，我们想将来要干什么，目的只有一个，是能考上大学。以前我们那儿的就是教育方式，但现在好像很多人受教育是不够
因为吃饭的地方有音乐演出。
哦，真的很多演出。
哎，这个是压的，就在前面，就在前面。Of course you are my friend and also Sam's friend. Oh yes, of course.
好。
不是啦，这个杯子是 espresso 的。肉谁呀？肉谁要吗？啊，好好。哦，有点远呢。哦，Google 只叫 Chinese， 第一个只叫 China。China 我觉得是一个国家。没有，我不觉得很清楚。我觉得 Google 都把它解释成是我古代的 Chinese。
接对没接吧？
所以我很 confused。是啊，当然。可以啊 ，China， 介绍一下我。
Protest the central government to identify them as Chinese.
More than 1 million people on street to demand the government to change their identity from Chinese to Malaysian.
The government new law about the application to Chinese identity based on the long-term collaboration and friendship between China and Burkina Faso. The local people of Burkina Faso can choose to change the identity from Africa to Chinese.
Yeah. Any questions about Chinese? Yeah.
Well, it's not about the Chinese people, but what's the meaning of your tattoo?
Oh, what do you mean? Our tattoo? You mean?
Yes.
Yes. When I stand here and Xiaoke stand here, we like a free.
It's very contemporary.
Because contemporary art. Sometimes artists need.
Today is 4th of July, 2045. Also, the 27th anniversary of International Economic War.
In the recent 3 months, there are 4 million refugees just arrived in Shanghai, China. They are from different regions, and the UN announced there will be more refugees will land in China in July.
Just do it.
随着路过的城市越来越多，队伍里的人各个告别，独自走上分岔的路，消失在各自的目的地城市。 我们消失了，每个人又回到了一个人。经过一个大城市。
Beim Durchqueren einer großen Stadt verirrte ich mich. Tagelang wusste ich nicht, wo ich war. Wohl oder übel musste ich an die Tür der großen Organisation an. Das hat mich
让我学到了所有关于化学武器、集束炸弹、热压弹、弹道导弹、反坦克导弹、无人机和一切在其他地区禁用的人类最先进武器的知识。
Das Gespräch dauerte eine ganze Weile. Zuletzt hämmerte der Mann mit der Schreibmaschine meine Daten auf die ellenlange Namensliste. Codename, Geburtsdatum, Zielort. Jener Mann war unversehens in seiner Tür verschwunden. Ich blieb stehen, wo ich war und wagte nicht, mich zu rühren.
我也补实验看的证书，我和父亲彼此依靠，来过了在这一波的第一年，一切都是困难的，但我们抱着希望。
Sorgen für die Geschichte von Mona.
See you all in different color in the world. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah.